Another tutorial Tuesday. Yes. If you're just stopping by for the first time, this is New World Empire channel, and I am Verasax, and with me in the studio is Mosax. All right, guys. Last week, we've been talking about challenging yourself and not to remain stagnant on the same spot, and specifically, we touched Altissimo. And that day, I was the subject of the day. All right, guys, today we continue on that same topic, specifically Altissimo. At least my rehearsal so far for 1 week between last week, Tuesday, and today. All right, let's get cracking.
Okay, everybody ready? Okay, right now this is New World Empire. We are here again with our Tutorial Tuesday. So it's my joy sharing thoughts with you on something that can push you further on your instrument of choice. Now, so far we've been taking out time to encourage you. We talk on depression, we talk on discouragement. Last week we're trying to challenge ourselves. And then today I'm handling the topic of excuses. We want to look at these topics of excuses. And then Verasax has been challenged. And this week again, I believe Verasax is going to be challenged as much as possible. And then I've seen results from last Tuesday. Tina, I saw Verasax all over the studio. Trying to climb some Altissimo because there have been so much of expectations and the challenge that came because of that last class. I hope many of you guys were also challenged and were expecting you guys to be challenged. This is 2021. We want to steer you guys, use January to steer you, use January to push you guys to really start doing what will not make this year just pass by and then your dreams are still there under your pillow, you are crying. I met somebody yesterday, I took time. I said, you have dreamt too long. You have dreamt too long. Why not begin to have that time now to execute your plans? Begin to take steps. Begin to act. Faith without works is dead. Begin to act on what you believe, on what you dream to be. In the next 5 years, if you have dreamed to be a very great saxophonist, this is the time. You should start now. Register on a course. Start doing that which you want to be. Nothing just happen. Nothing just come by chance. I didn't just wake up one day and became a saxophonist. Whereas I didn't just wake up one day and became very good. There were steps we had to take, even times when those steps were not very convenient for us. We had to take those steps because we believe in what we want to do. And today we are glad that we did, because what started as a hobby, as what we just love to do, play in our churches, just play for believers, has become a career, has become something we do full time, has become something that is what we do and what is feeding us and what God is using to bless our ministry. Okay, having said that, today we're looking at the excuses. Verasax has what are those things that were your excuses? When I want you guys that are online with us to begin to send in your own sorry, he has injured himself. I hope it's not serious. Okay, now. This is one excuse why somebody should not do whatever he wants to do. Christos is an excuse in this studio. Yes, sorry. Christos has been some excuses. Sometimes you ask Verasax, why are you not rehearsing? She will say it's Christos. Sometimes this studio can be so scattered. Okay, take your drumstick. Take. Down, sorry. Where did he hurt himself? Okay, so take him. Alright guys, these are excuses why Tutorial Tuesdays will not hold today. But we'll find a way. Sometimes the studio can be so messed up and scattered that the general excuse you just ask is, you start hearing is Christos. Nevertheless, we have to continue. Some of those excuses that we all have are there. When we were learning, we had excuses. Verasax had excuses. As a student, my excuse was I did not have time enough to practice. I need to pass my exam, or I have exams, or I'm a student. You know, we are from the part of the world where education is a big excuse to many other things that you want to do. Everybody feels that you should just face your education. And then, when you now want to do anything, you want to keep them till graduation, till you are out of school. So, knowing when you now came out of school, you now begin to look for a job, and then God so good to you, you now have a job. The next excuse is that I don't have time to practice. I don't have time. That's how you push your dream of learning the saxophone too far, or learning any other instrument, or doing anything at all, as someone that want to be great in what you have a dream to be. So those are the kind of things that come. So after that, the moment you got a job, you are relaxed, you are beginning to have time in your job, you are now married. My husband, house issues, children are now coming, activities of life have taken over. You are now running around trying to get school fees, responsibilities have multiplied. Then gradually you begin to discover that those forms your excuses why you should not do that concert, why you should not go ahead with that vision, why you should not take a step without foundation, why you should not do anything. These are excuses. Why you should not join that Zoom class, why you should not join that class, why you should not do anything. So because everything in life is enough to keep you activities of life is enough to keep you doing nothing. So, and therefore that is how everything is fashioned. So, but great people out there are men who have decided that they want to conquer their excuses and go the extra mile, even if it has to taking extra time out of school, extra time out of work, extra time out of their sleep to get things done, to get off their excuses. And then gradually you now grow to when you are 50, and then the final excuse you now have is that I am too old. You see that? Excuses multiply. When you were small, you say you were too young. When I enter school, I will start. When you now enter school, you now say, let me just pass this WAEC. And then when I enter university, I will start. When you now get there, so many excuses. Some people even excuse themselves and said, okay, me, I don't have money. That is the reason why. Someone's excuse. What's the excuse?
He said, peace, mine is no teacher. So far, all my teachers are just after my money.
Okay, now no teacher. Yes, it used to be my own excuse. Until I discovered that my excuses are not what destroying the vision I have. If you don't even have the money, it's peace. If you don't have the money, it's even better. It's even understandable. But if you have the money, I think that your teachers are after your money. That means the money is in your hand, Apostle Abi.
Yes.
I have the money, but they're after the money. Now, compare the money in your hand that you think your teachers are after and the dream you have for that instrument. That it now gets to a point where that money in your hand becomes nothing, even if you have to give it up. Now, you can't eat your cake and have it, as they say. And the Bible also says that the kingdom of God is like what a man found on the field, went and sold all that he has just to get it. So that I have sold something to be able to register for. I used to have this saxophone there. I have 2 saxophones. I sold one to be able to register. So that now, after that, I have access to thousands of, except a peace, you are making me preach. Peace, you are making me preach. Except a corn of a wheat fall to the ground and die. It abideth alone. But if it dies, the Bible says it will multiply. So, please know that all these things, what happened? Live team is here. You are not recording. Press your record. Okay. Another excuse. What's the excuse?
Another excuse. Nothing concerned. Okay. He said one of my excuses is that I don't want to disturb the peace of my neighbors. And this is affecting me so much.
Okay. Somebody out there don't want to disturb the peace of their neighbors. Ayola doesn't want to disturb the peace. Now, let me tell you the truth. You better find a way of disturbing their peace, because very soon they will be the one inviting you for their surprise birthdays. I had a neighbor that usually, when I was learning saxophone, was not really happy with me. But somehow, I was going outside the field. I was locking my doors. I was, going outside in the place that's not very convenient for when I have a room. Not too long, he was really wanting me to come and do a surprise birthday for the wife. I said, this was what was disturbing you that time. Okay, you see how interesting it is. Then suddenly you notice that your album is out. You carry the album and give. So before you know, they will now celebrate. Some of them will even come back and say, sorry, when we were learning this in that time. Even your own parent can think that you are disturbing their peace. Even your own blood sisters. Yes, I'm not even talking of neighbors now. There's just this your sister that like to sleep. Maybe everybody is in his room. This hot afternoon, we just came back from church. I better allow our head to rest. So these are excuses. Just find a way. Another way is, I'm not saying you should disturb people. Go out, look for where you can what do you call it? Look where you can get a feel, get a place, lock yourself up, or just find a way. You know, go to your church, or get a sax mute or something, or just get some of those sax mute are not really working. Sometimes you put it and it doesn't really curtail it. Or play soft, or do fingering exercise, or just listen to music. That's not. Just find a way and then plan. Those of you that cannot practice in your house, plan your rehearsals so that it will be when you are out. You just find a under the tree and so on and so forth. Any other excuse out there?
None again.
I don't have money. My own excuse there was I don't have money. I was struggling in school, so therefore I don't have money. I don't have money to buy data. Information are there. There are many people that will not join this class now, not because they don't want to join, but because they don't have what do you call it? They don't have what do you call it? They don't have the money to buy data. Are you getting my point? So since they don't have money to buy data, I'm coming with one excuse. Okay, so guys, that is just how we do it is. So you want to really learn online. Even if your teacher is an online teacher, you need data. You need to do so many things. So therefore, excuses are there. But I've had to do certain jobs to be able to get money to get myself doing the things I want to do. There was an organization I joined at a point. One of the reasons why I joined that organization is because in that office I had free internet access, and then the money I was getting, I was able to put. How did I come about getting a studio? How did I raise the fund? My father has nothing. I'm from a very poor family. Verasax herself is from a very poor family. But just, they're not even average family like that, you know. But somehow, even as a student, I was doing MIDI schools. I was doing MIDI classes to get myself running in school, you know. But as God will have it, I got a job, even though I know it will take my time. My excuse will now be that I don't have time. Sometimes you have money, but your excuse will now be that you don't have time. Then you now get a job that takes your time, and then you now have money, Abi, and now you don't have time. So you see, that's how things are. So you have time, but you don't have money to source for the information and to get it. And then now you now got a job. You now have money, but you don't have time. So excuses are permanent. Find a way out of it. Everything is practically like that. So any other person? Any other excuse? What are those excuses?
Saturday next. So one of my excuses is my tight schedule in the hospital for now.
Tight schedules, yes. We work in a hospital before. I don't want to call the name of the hospital in Abuja here, where Verasax was the secretary to the director of administration. I was the special assistant to the medical director. As a special assistant, my work is anytime, anyhow. Almost, if it doesn't go home, I cannot go. So my excuses was that I don't have time. I want you to know that it was during that same time that we don't have time that we started this channel. It is that time that any little time we have, we jump into my office. I turn my office into a studio. You may not have the opportunity to do that where you work or in a hospital, because I decided to stay away from the hospital building because that's where I want to operate. And music being part of my job gave me the opportunity to turn my office into the studio. You may not have the opportunity. Verasax, another thing Verasax did was that Verasax there's this little time you normally take out of your work to go and do certain things for yourself that your boss will understand. Nobody keeps you from 8 and you don't stand up, or so gradually what we did was that Verasax would just enter one of the building where we have keyboard and piano. That is the chapel, because the hospital also have a chapel, and then she will begin to rehearse. So I don't have time was no longer an excuse. Sometimes she closes by 6 p.m. and 8 she will still wait behind where she can rehearse or get home fast and rehearse. So I don't see somebody walking around the clock and don't have time to practice. But sometimes to practice, sometimes you can be so, there are so many things, there are so many reasons why you don't practice. It's not because you don't have time. One of the reasons why you may not practice is because maybe you don't even know what to practice. One of the reasons why nothing is challenging you, you are not really challenging yourself. Imagine you have a ministration abroad to come and minister before the president of America. You will just get time. You will just, so the motivation may be what you lack to practice within your tight schedule. Yeah. So one of the things that motivation does is that motivation will kill your excuses. Motivation will become enough reason why you should conquer your what do you call it? Your excuses. All right. Apart any other excuse?
My excuse is that my work doesn't give me time. I resume work 6 a.m. go back home at 7 p.m. and most weekends as well.
Okay, excuse. One other excuse is it's possible. These excuses are real. Yeah, I'm not saying that they are not real. I'm not here to just tell you that see, you can no. But as real as they are, for example, now you just got time now to watch us online. Is that not? Are you not watching now? So if you are even able to watch us live, it shows that you are making effort to get out of that excuse. So, and I'm here to just help those that want to be helped. What you do is, I told one of my students who said I don't have time to practice. I say, even if it's 10 minutes, sir, you cannot tell me that you don't have 10 minutes to practice what I gave you before the next class. You can't tell me that. And then true. Now he's even the one rehearsing. I say, I'm now rehearsing very well. Oh. And sometimes 10-minute rehearsals can become 1 hour. Sometimes the inertia, the law of inertia that I described last time, to even pick up sax is the challenge. Once you pick it up and you start playing and what you are playing is making sense and you are motivated, before you know what you think was going to be, let me just take out 10 minutes, can become something. Sometimes it becomes, you begin to cancel appointments that were so important to you because the rehearsal is becoming so interesting.
Yeah. So coordinate, yes, you are right. Mosax, sometimes I don't know what to practice.
Sometimes you don't know what to practice. If you really know what to practice, time is not going to be. Sometimes you can even be there in your office and you begin to do a lot of things. So challenge yourself with what one of the things that I do for my students is that the class itself is a challenge, because if you come back next time not doing what I've taught you, for those of you following on YouTube, next by February is going to be so interactive that the next course is like every course, intermediate, beginner and advanced, will be running on YouTube. You have an upload. So if I upload something now and you are privileged to start it from the beginning, you want to make sure you don't miss any upload, and that is why you begin to follow it. If you don't follow it, topics are coming up that you are still lagging behind. You will not like it. Because of that, you start practice. So stay with this channel. I think you're gonna be revived. So what other thing?
Okay, so someone replied the person that said he doesn't want to disturb his neighbor. That he blew his sax like that, and then later it was true. They came and called him to do surprise birthday for the wife.
Yes, it has happened to me. Surprise birthday. Somebody said, who is the name of that person that made contribution? Please, if you don't want us to measure your name, let us know quietly so that we don't measure your name. Olakeye Kehinde. It's so important. My parents, for example, felt I was disturbing their dream for me. I was not really going there. In fact, to hold sax in the house and be blowing the house like you are disturbing. Presently now, I hope you know I had a program in my own father's compound and he was seated and we're just blowing this, everything. One day my father was sick. It was the saxophone with the knowledge of God's word and prayers that we used to worship and encourage his faith until suddenly he was healed. So people will begin to notice why you should even be disturbing them. Some neighbors will tell you, you're not disturbing me, I'm enjoying what you are doing, you're not disturbing me, you're not. Of course, I also understand why you can disturb your neighbors. Do you know why? When you are learning, abeg, show me camera 3 so that they will see what I'm doing. I'm really struggling with Christos here. Okay, mama, come here. Yes. So sometimes they will tell you the reason why you can be a disturbance to your neighbor is when you are learning. You can imagine somebody that is just learning day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. No music, everything is just pom 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 pom. But as you grow with your teacher, you start making music. So that when you can be blowing a song, Verasax, play a song now. If Verasax is to play a song now, I'm very sure that the neighbor on the other side will not say that they are disturbing. Play a song. Now, stop. With the vibrato, with the everything, I'm not sure a neighbor is going to say they are disturbed. Number 2 thing I want to tell Verasax. Can you play that same song very soft? It's okay. This is 2. She's playing the same song, but the dynamics have changed. The first one was I'm sure some of you that are using headphones, if you are not careful, even my sound signal is telling me clipping. So you see, you should know that you should not, if she's not in an environment she doesn't want to disturb, I expect Verasax to play like the second. Play it again now. Alright, so play the first time the way we were playing the first time. It's alright. I on the other side can do growling. If I want to do growling now, can you do growling? Let's go. You need to learn growling. Everyone tell Verasax to learn growling. Okay, so what are the other excuses? Because we are closing now. I have class by 4.
My playing does not sound the way I want, and it discourages me.
Yes, enough reason to be discouraged. It's not enough. You have the money, you have the time, but you're not feeling yourself.
The teacher is not even helping.
Yesterday I checked my WhatsApp note and I saw a lot of encouraging messages like, "Sir, I'm feeling myself now." You can imagine a student telling you, "I'm following your classes on YouTube. Wow. I'm feeling myself." I think you feel like rehearsing. Like if Verasax has something new to practice, she will practice. If you have a guide, you will practice. So you will practice. Like today now, there's something I wanted to teach in the advanced class when we start. It's called Bebop Licks. I've never taught it before, so I brought it up and I said, "Wow, can I learn it?" What is it? Oh yeah. Mi fa mo mi di re mi fa mo mi fa mo mi so la fi so la ti si la ti do re ti do la ti do ti la ti di la so la fi so mi fa mo mi do re ti do la ti di la. You see, that's what Verasax is learning now, and honestly this morning she has been everywhere with the saxophone because there's a challenge. And then she also have a program coming up when? Friday. She has to practice. So you see, if you don't know what next to practice, you are not feeling yourself. Honestly speaking, you need a guide. Maybe somebody need to guide you through our YouTube classes. Maybe I'll do it.
Somebody said the teacher is not helping at all.
Which teacher?
Kehinde, something.
Yes, Kehinde. My
Yeah.
Yes, it's possible. Do you know why? There are teachers that want to just impress you. There are teachers you cannot learn from. For example, I knew that I cannot learn from Gerard Albright. I know. I didn't try to follow Gerard Albright because, of course, I would be picking one or two things because since he was not my mentor, I was not in any way intimidated or trying to be anything. But Ezekiel Kwalo, I could reason with his notes. When somebody pick up a SAX and he's a teacher and the next thing he's doing is play it because you might be able to relate more with what she's playing than if I'm the one just here doing and I write licks for you that I know you don't have what it takes to learn. Your teacher probably maybe I'm not sure I'm that teacher anyway. If I'm the one, please comment. If I'm the one, that means my teaching pattern and syllabus and curriculum is not right. Because if it is right, I have reviewed my teaching syllabus for 13 years. There were topics I pushed before early in the beginner class that have now moved into the intermediate. I don't expect certain things from you if you are in this class. And I don't expect to teach you grace note if I have not taught you slurring. I will not teach you licks if I have not taught you scale. I will not teach you using the metronome. One of my students yesterday was trying to, I gave him a scale permutation and he on the metronome. And I said, no, don't on the metronome. Don't play what do you call it? Don't what?
Don't use the metronome.
Don't use the, Apostle, tell my student I'll be a little bit late. I'll be a little bit late. Tell her, the woman. Okay, now, just a little bit late. Maybe tell her 4:30 or so thereabout, so that 4:30 to, you know. Okay, so that is just how it is. So you are really not, improving because your teacher's method of teaching. So he wanted to press the metronome. I said, no, it's not time to use the metronome. If you want to use metronome, when you are just learning do re mi fa re like this, mi di re mi fa so mi so la ti do ti do le ti do. How you want to do am when you never even practice wetin you dey do? So for those of you out there, one of my students traveled all the way from US and came. Before he left, we made sure we taught him a lot of broken English.
Me are they hungry.
Me are they hungry. Sleep they worry me. Sleep they worry me. If he's online now, he will testify. So that's how I went into. All right, so that's just how it is. So get the right. And then another reason is why, if you are following on YouTube, just know that YouTube is your teacher, most likely.
Yeah.
Maybe not. You can't. If you are following me on YouTube, you can't say I'm your teacher.
Yeah.
Why? I want somebody to ask.
She's online. She said she got the message already.
Okay. So why will you? Okay, my student is online following us, and she said, "Right on, teacher." Okay. Thank you, ma. All right, I'll be with you very soon. Okay, so now if you look at it that way, what was I talking about? The teaching method. So if I ask you to do certain things, okay, I said if you are my student, if you are following me on YouTube, I'm not your teacher. Let me explain before some of you will go and unsubscribe now. No. Do you know what I mean? If I'm your teacher, it's different from if YouTube is your teacher. I get my point. Yeah. If YouTube is your teacher, let me tell you what happened. If I'm your teacher, let's assume I have 10 videos. I'm the one, no, not even just seeing you. I'm the one that will tell you, don't watch this. Watch this one. Yeah. Apostle, I hope they are following me. This is lesson 1. This is lesson 2. Sometimes you even stumble across lesson 30. You didn't even saw number 1. YouTube didn't even when you go to our channel. How do you know? Because we didn't teach these things. Almost lessons didn't come to. It's even from February now. I want to have beginner 101. Beginner. So and if I title my videos like that, I may not get views. So sometimes YouTubers are out there to get views. We're looking for topics that will incite you people. So when it is not time to teach on circular breathing, I taught it because I needed views, I needed subscribers, I needed to monetize. So that is how we jam pack all the things scattered. You know, today we are teaching you mode, the next day we are teaching you circular breathing. Then we just want to give you something that we. So if I'm your teacher, I have those videos there. I'm the one that will now tell you, okay, you see that circular breathing one, don't discourage yourself with that one. It never reach. You see that mode one I just released, like this mode now that Verasax is trying to mi di re mi fa mo mi so la fi so la ti di la ti do to ti do re ti do ti do to ti la ti di la so la fi so mi fa mo mi so la fi so fa so mi fa mo mi do re di re mi di re do re ti do. These are not things I will ask you to learn. If like my student watching me online, I will not tell her go and learn it, even if I release the video today, because that will discourage her. So that is why I don't want to spend too much time on this. But of course, I'm still your teacher, I'm your mentor if you're following us on YouTube. But that's how, if you get our number, sometimes our students can connect to us on WhatsApp. Send us messages on WhatsApp so that we can guide you even through the videos we are not hidden. We are not hiding us. That's the number showing on the screen. So we are not hiding. We are not. If you want me to tell you my address now, I'm not a thief. I am not. I didn't collect money from anybody that anybody is looking for me. One of my students wanted to pay one heavy money for me one day, and he said, "What if you run away?" I said, "Where am I running to?" I said, "This money you are paying and the studio I run and the organization I run is more than this money." I'm sure maybe if he's watching now from US, you know. So and then he said, "No, I won't pay once. Let me just pay small and watch your whether you are whether." I said that you can just go ahead. Even if you give me $10 billion now, I will not run away because I have a ministry that I have to do. I'm not here to make money and just go. My reputation is so important to me because I have a ministry that a calling I must defend. The Bible says, make your calling an election sure. So if more than that, so that is just how it is. So okay, any other thing? So send us message, tell me, sir, can you guide me through this is what I'm doing now? But sometimes I will not lie you. I'm a very busy person. Sometimes I will not answer you very fast. But if you keep following and following, you notice that I'll begin to answer some of the tips you are doing. If I ask every student now to be sending me message, I will not even have time for the Skype and the Zoom and all the rest. But once in a while, I'm able to just, especially those questions that are not demanding too many explanations. If it's demanding too many explanations, I'll just tell you, let me do a class on it so that everybody will benefit. Or let me send you a video that will help you. Let me send you link. Or you send a video to yourself. Please, if you are sending me videos for me to watch, please be sending me the charge card. I'm telling my phone, be sending me data, because some of your videos that you play for me to hear, I need to use data to download it. So if I use data to download it, I'll now listen to you. I'll now say, okay, this is what, go and watch so video. It is when you're now, that is the 2,000 people. Don't worry, take this one. Guys, that's Christos. Okay. Alright guys, so that is just how it is. Okay, any other excuse before we round up? We're going right now.
No more excuse, just Verasax, learn growling.
Yes, Verasax need to growl.
Verasax, VIBRATO is one of a kind.
Yes, Verasax. There was a time it was really something she had. She was working on vibrato and then she got it right. The moment you get it right, I'll just, that's the vibrato I'm talking about. And then Altissimo. Verasax was learning Altissimo throughout the weekend. Let's see what she got.
Let's see.
Verasax has been learning Altissimo. And how many of you watch our program on Friday? On Friday, Verasax was really. The reason she doesn't do it is fear. Maybe my next topic should be how to conquer your fears on stage. Many people don't want to go on stage because they are afraid of making mistakes. So Verasax, out of fear, let me not go and play something that will hook me. Of course, he was playing and the thing hooked her, which is not professional. So professionals don't want to do what is obvious that is a mistake. So professionals don't want to do what is a mistake. So you will now notice that you want to always do what you know, so that you can always be on, I didn't make any mistakes. So that keeps you in behind. That is one other thing we discussed last week. So, but Verasax was ready for her mistakes. So she was not out there. Sometimes you don't need to impress anybody. She was trying to climb. So she tried. Nah, it didn't go. The audience will know that this girl is not a professional yet. Then me too. If I do something, I don't want to always do things on stage that is obvious. That is not. But sometimes one of the stage techniques we learned is that don't allow your mistakes to be obvious in your. Don't try to hit a note and say, what's that? In Jazz's program, I hit a wrong note. Before it rings in my mind that it's a wrong note, I turn it as if, professionals everything they do is correct. Someone like me, if I'm playing, if I do anything, I'm the one that know I made a mistake. So Verasax should not be afraid of mistakes. Christos, come now. What's another excuse?
Adekunle, good evening. Verasax, my problem is I've not gotten the autism, and it's affecting me when I'm playing. Other instrumentalists keep saying I'm
okay, now that excuse is real. That excuse is real because Altissimo, Verasax was not getting the Altissimo. Later, what I did was that I went and I was able to look for another fingering chart that will suit her. I said, try this fingering, try this other fingering, try this fingering. Presently, the fingering chart that I am using that is working for me is not the fingering chart that Verasax is using.
Yeah.
Altissimos, you heard that? Yeah. So Altissimos are not, there is no straight, there is no universal fingering chart for Altissimos. That's why there is a book, whodoing.com, they have a book on fingering charts. They'll tell you this work for tenor, this work for auto, this work for some people. So they will not give you alternative. In one note, they'll tell you 10. You try that 10, maybe it's 2 that work for you, and you choose one that is very convenient for you. So embrochiure, your embrochiure, that's where the difference is. Maybe my embrochiure is slightly different from, just where our fingerprints are different, even though to the normal mind it looks the same. That's how, if you were to look deep into everybody's Altissimo or embrochiure, most likely everybody will differ. Maybe where I'm putting my teeth, the distance between where I'm putting my teeth, the pressure of my mouth, and then you see Kenny G now put his own by the side. So Kenny G's fingering chart, Kekwalo's fingering chart didn't work for me. One day I listened to him, he said this is his Altissimo register. It didn't work for me because I struggled. And then sometimes saxophone brands differs greatly. And then what the difference we now showing when you now get to the Altissimo. I didn't tell you that. They tell you that the saxophone range stop at what? Key F or key F sharp. So that's the one that has a universal distance. So for you, maybe you need to try other fingering charts, Altissimo like Verasax. And now it's working. My G used to be 1 3 1 3. That's my own. What's your own? Her own now is 1 3 1 side B flat. That's what's working for me is 1 3 1 3. That is, I'll press my key G. Altissimo used to be my own B, my G, my what?
F.
My F and my D. Then I'll press it together like this to give me my G very high. Verasax tried it for almost a year and got discouraged until it now ring on my head. Maybe the Holy Spirit. Let me not say I'm the one, because I just one day I just okay. Let me change your fingering chart. Now she's getting it. Now Verasax, go ahead. Altissimo for you. Put your hands together for Verasax. But that is rehearsal. She need to practice it to a point that when she's on stage and she want to hit anyone, there is no iota of I miss it, I didn't miss it. That is what makes her a professional at the end of the day. But she has to conquer the fear of not doing Altissimo because she's afraid it might not call. So Verasax, well done. Go ahead and play a song and that you can apply Altissimo before we go. We are closing right now. Any song? Any song? Any other comment online? Any other comment?
The Altissimo, it said my lips are always shaking and paining me in the process.
Yes. If your lips are paining you, sorry, 1 minute. If your lips are paining you, rest a while and continue. All of us, our lips they pain us. All of us is a normal thing. Our lips always pains us. So if it's lips, if it's your hand, one of my students said this finger is paining her. That's the thumb support, and that is why she devised her own way of helping out. And I'll say she has ordered for what she's going to use. And I'll say, well, because if pain, because what you ordered for has not come, please can you get a sellotape so that will not become an excuse why we should not hold our class today. So she wrapped it and then she went ahead, and then she has conquered that excuse. Some of you say your excuse that you don't have lead. You can have no lead to buy or no good size to buy can be an excuse. Go through some of the hacks that we've taught in the past, how to hack your, and so on and so forth. Verasax excuse used to be I don't have good sax. Now she has a very brand new Yamaha sax. So Verasax has no more excuse. And then another excuse out there that I was going to share before I forget is I'm too young. If you check the picture I used for this for the thumbnail, you will see me and Christos. Christos is struggling to blow the sax now, as in the way the guy is going. In fact, we are hiding the sax now anywhere in the studio because we don't want the sax to spoil. So that is, and then drums. If you see you just carry sax now, that's why he's disturbing us. He has been on his own, but now that he knows that we are now on sax, so maybe in the next 1 or 2 years, you see how young is Christos to play the saxophone. Somebody should comment there. How young do you think a child should be before learning an instrument? I've learned that from some Chinese channels that I used to watch. Some Philippines. You just see some kind of small children playing violin and do wee. I was like, now wow. If you watch those kind of children, they will discourage you. There's one boy in US then, I watched some of the videos. I used that video to challenge one boy that was always in my house and doesn't want to learn anything. You see this small boy playing the saxophone? Oh my God. Presently in Nigeria now, you have some Kayode, you have some, what's this other young boy's name? Anderson. You see these young, small boys. If you see the things they are playing those kind of things. They are the one winning some of these talent hunt everywhere. One of these small boys. 3 to 4, but 3 to 4 what?
3 to 4 years.
3 to 4 years.
Yes.
3 to 4 years. 3 to 4 years. Kizo is a year now. If you continue like this,
in next 2 years.
maybe because from day 1 he's seeing sax, day 2 he's seeing sax. He didn't just started seeing sax. Maybe I expected Christos to be doing well on instruments far below the age of. How many of you see the young? How many of you have listened to the young drummer? There is this man that taught his small boy how to play drum, and he's using him that time to blow the social media. You see this small boy featuring with elders, great grandfathers. You see this boy. How did the father took that time? Sometimes it's parental responsibilities. So I may not have that time, but maybe if the time has to come, I might have to create that time for Christos. And God will help me. So that's how it is. Any other thing before we round up this class?
Someone asked for the site of your Altissimo Class.
The what?
Side.
The site. Udwin.com. Udwin. I'll check after this class to be sure. Maybe I will check and maybe go and comment it. But check udwin.com. Something udwin.com. You will see it's a 150 page. I used to I have it. I will have the PDF file. I'll check. I have it. It should be my hard drive. I have it. A PDF file because I made sure I didn't lose it because I might have a student that his own is not, when Verasax O was not working, I had to go back and study that book to look for, telling her, okay, try this one, she tried it, okay, try this one, she tried it, okay, try this one, and then she now tried this one and it worked. Stresslessly, no stress. Sometimes Altissimo problems are fingering problems, not even you, not even your problem. Most times.
Question. Hi boss, thanks for the session from Michael. I wanted to ask, what causes the difficulty in hit a very high note, and how do we overcome that?
The difficulty in hitting a very high note is, one, your embouchure.
And your reed.
Sometimes for me to hit this though, I think I can blow Verasax. I supposed to give my mouthpiece. Because some people used to say that, why am I using the same? Take, give me my mouthpiece. Just the mouthpiece. Let me use a sax. So that I can demonstrate. Be fast, it's there. Okay, look at it, just come. Yes, carry, that's it. Come now. Okay, give me. Okay, give me that sax, Yeah, thank you, it's there, yes, it's there now. Alright, my mouthpiece is here, so let me fix it. That's what Verasax was struggling to do. Okay, can I have the strap? Okay, so there are notes. I hope you can see my mouth. There are notes I want to hit on the high. For me to hit that last note, I shifted my Altissimo to the tip of the sax. I shifted my, for example, as I was going from the Altissimo I use in playing it. You see, for me to get that, see the way I'm biting up. You see that? When I'm now supposed to hit that, they are not the same. Not even just in the strength. If I stay on the Altissimo I use in producing this do, to produce it, I most likely will not get it. So Altissimos change as you adjust. If you listen to Jada Bright is somebody I also learned something from, even though I don't follow most of all those things he's doing. I don't want to, when I was learning, I don't want to discourage it. It was later I could relate with what he's doing that I now started understanding what he was doing. So I now started following him. Now, he can play something like, but as a beginner, you will not be able to do that. I don't expect you to just start from, you are here. You may not be able to hit a high note starting from the lower note. So most time, hit the note from the one you know to the one. It's like most time you should hit it next to next to next to next. So if I want to hit this do now, if I want to hit that, sometimes I have to be able to hit this one first. Then I'll not go. Then I'll go. Before I can hit that do. Sometimes you have to take it. Another thing you need to do is that, number one, change your embouchure as you go up. Number two, you might need to change your reed. If you are learning with 4C or 3 something, with a mouthpiece size of 4C, and you now want to start playing Altissimo, please change the mouthpiece to size 6 or size 7 or size 5. You see, as you go up, you now begin to upgrade your reed from 1.5. If you're using 1.5, you can't learn Altissimo. If my student want to learn Altissimo, now the first thing, one thing I did for Verasax the day before that last Friday was to give her a reed that I was using, not the one she was using. So I had to give her my own Vandolin size 3. That one way that if she's playing it on a normal day, she'll say, this one is too hard. She can play Rico size 3, but she cannot play Vandolin size 3. Vandolin and Rico, their own. So Vandolin seems to be a little bit higher than Rico. That's the one I've tried. My student was the one showing me several types of of reed I did not know. Maybe these are the two I know. So some reed you might be using 2.5, and you will know that the company itself has a different kind of standard that they are following to call it size 3 or size 2.5. So most times it's getting, and then she went and bought some reeds, and later discovered that even though they were the sizes, different companies differ from different companies, and she could not. One more question.
Does saxophone has any health hazard?
The Holy Spirit is one. What question did I say I was going to teach?
Health hazard.
Sax health issues. That was what I wanted to teach today. It was because the topic was looking like, who is going to, will it really get any attention? And I'll change it to this one. Maybe I'm going to make saxophone health issues. Tell the person to just give me one of these our chit chat. But from February, apart from this chit chat, we're going to be having uploads of short upload of topics that are following your classes. If you are intermediate, I've made that promise and I'm going to fulfill it. So it's going to be more for us on Tuesdays. So we're still going to do it on Tuesdays, but a straight answer for the purpose of this class is the saxophone has no health challenges. It is your health challenges that will affect your blowing of the saxophone. For example, you can have a health challenge that your doctor will tell you don't play saxophone, but you cannot be fine and play saxophone will give you health challenges. I am 17 years on saxophone. I have never fallen sick of any disease or any even fever. I don't fall sick of fever. Maybe because of my spiritual background and the grace of God upon my life, which you should dive into yourself. Maybe following us on Fridays meetings where Pastor Mosax will now come up and and I begin to explain some of those principles of God's word that will challenge you to receive the inheritance that is due to you as a saint. So that one. So Fridays, 6 p.m. West African time, we dive. I don't teach all manner of topic. Spiritually, I teach the message of the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus. Talking about your salvation, your righteousness, your healing. Those are the foundations. That's what I teach. How to prosper in your business. That one I can do it anywhere. Marriage, all those things. God will help us in Jesus' name. All right. Okay, now before we leave, Verasax is still there attending to Christos, who can be an excuse many times why we should not do certain things. But I used to tell myself, this boy is not an excuse. It's not an excuse. If he's sleeping, go on. Today I wanted to do sound check, but the young man was sleeping, and I did not want to wake him up. Tell me, guys, how do I do sound check when the young man is sleeping? Because if you wake up, you come and disturb the sound check. Now the sound check will disturb his sleep. So we are confused. Last, I had to go ahead and just do the sound check. I woke him up, but before he finally woke up, I have finished 90% of my sound check because I'm learning sound engineering right now. I'm learning how to mix and master my audio better, following online instructors, online channels. I'm working on my audio because my video is very professional and beautiful. Haven't followed the course. And then now I'm noticing that my audio mix might become a limitation if I don't step up my knowledge in the area of sound engineering and mixing and mastering. Oh my God, for 1 week now I've been in that class. Man, that's when I know that what I was mixing before was what I call boju mix. You see the audio you used to hear in our live stream. watch it of next Friday now. See that there's going to be improvement like that. Because there are so many things I'm correcting now. I didn't know that there's difference between gain and volume. I thought they are the same. You see that thing under the mixer that is level, and the one on top that is gain. I thought they were the same to give me volume. It was this week I understood that they are not the same. When I see red line in my mix, it is now I know that that is a warning of something is wrong somewhere. Before I used to thought that that is loudness. That means the music is going to be loud. So and I'll be happy that the thing is showing red. Do you understand? Because it's going to be red. So it shows that that red means the thing will hit people here well. You see, things are changing, and then that's because I have to be a professional because professionalism attracts good price. Bible says the gift of a man will bring him before kings. No, he didn't say the gift of a man will bring him before kings. He said the gift of a man maketh way for him. One. Then he now said, fear thou a man skillful in what he does. He will not stand before mere men, but he will stand before who? Before kings. So, that you have a gift is not enough to bring you before kings, according to the scriptures. It is when you now have skills in that your gift that brings you before not just mere men, but what? Kings. If my videos are scrap, I don't think I will have the kind of international followership and teaching that I have now. And then the way I've organized my teaching many times, don't forget that as a teacher I also watch YouTube videos. I watch teachers. I see what they do. If they are not getting it right, I know. If what they are teaching is not good it's not a way for a student to learn, I will know. And then some I will imbibe it into my own. So you see, I grow every day, and I encourage everybody to grow every day. So don't be there. Alright guys, that is the end of this class. Verasax, what do you have to say?
Alright guys, thank you so much for staying tuned to the end of the class. Alright, for those of you that have not subscribed, please do subscribe, like, share, and also follow us on Instagram at Mosax New World Empire. Follow us on Instagram.
Guys, wait. This is Instagram of it. I don't have time. I want to just make a joke. My Instagram wasn't growing, but I'm not wondering what does that mean. Must I even be on Instagram in the first place? But later I discovered that there is a class people attached to people following you on Instagram, and it became necessary that my students should follow me on Instagram. There's a time I even send messages to my WhatsApp telling people that they should follow me on Instagram, because sometimes I notice it seems to add to people's status how many people are following on Instagram. But well, I really don't have problem with you following me on Instagram. I don't follow me, but it seems to be very important, and I think you need to follow us on Instagram. And then there are things that are dropping actually that I don't think. Anyway,
all right, guys.
Like,
Zoom registration is ending 5th of February.
Does it mean that if it ends, nobody will join again?
Yeah. It will now take another session.
These are sessional. These things we arrange them sessional. Let them see me now. We arrange them in sessions. So if you are not, if you didn't register and we close the door, you wait till April something, April, May, June session. So register. And then number 2 reason why you should register early is because sometimes the class is full, and then I can't take more even though it has not closed. Somebody will come and pay by 4th of February, and I'll say sorry, the door has closed. Wait for the second list, and most likely that time in university they tell you to wait for second list.
Second list never
you might wait till your
right,
children
guys.
grow past you. All right,
guys. That is all, and see you on Friday, 6 p.m. Streams of Life. Stay tuned.
Streams of Life. Wow, I am very excited. Verasax, what are you going to play for us? That the Altissimo? Altissimo will come up again.
Of course. Altissimo.
Don't give up until you get the Altissimo straight.
Until I get it.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Thank you. All right, bye.